Excuse me. Let me try and oh, let's see. I'm trying to share the link to Facebook, but include the video, because Facebook's changed the way it shares things. I might have done it. Let's see. Because it doesn't share the video anymore on Facebook. It just shares the link with no video. Let's see. See if it's done it. Da, da, da. Has it done it? Yeah! Yeah, it's done it. Okay, that's how you do it. Right. I figured it out now. Woohoo! So, yeah. Technology is amazing. It's so good. Right. Let's do the Skype. So hi, I'm back. Welcome to the stream. I think I'm all sorted. 1 2 1 2, yeah. I hope it's bright enough in here. So welcome to the stream. If you're new to watching me on live stream, then you have to. I do these streams twice a week. Thursday evening at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. But just check on Facebook or on my website, rebekahmaroon.com, to make sure that I'm definitely doing the streams. But normally it's those times. To ask a question during the live stream, you have to friend me on Skype, and my Skype is Rebekah Maroon. So you friend me on Skype, and then you can ask questions, you can send messages and say, can I call you, or can you call me? Or you can write, my question is this, and write your whole question out. So it's up to you, really. But that's through Skype. And so this is just a mixture of talking about non-duality, and you could say meditation or silent sitting, where we sit and just see what comes up, whether it be a question, whether it be a highly or whatever. So it normally happens where I do the introduction. There's a mixture of silence, and then I might start speaking, the introduction, and then I open it for questions. So you just message me on Skype. Hi, lovely. Yeah, I had a really, really nice break. It was so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So this really is a relaxing into what you are, a relaxing into this. So there's no hurry, there's no rush to get anywhere. It's just an hour roughly of just opening or relaxing. It's not about me teaching you anything or giving you something. It's more of a relaxing. When there's been that separation, that contraction happening in the human for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, it can become like this, walking around like this. And this is these talks and retreats are about the relaxing of that, the opening. It feels as if being in the position of this, like it's protection, some kind of protection. But it's not protection, really. It's a prison. The sense of you being in here is a prison. Of you being a limitation. Of you being a something. And this is a relaxing opening into that boundlessness, into that no thing, into that freedom, which is really here. Freedom, limitlessness, limitlessness, limitlessness. That openness, that freedom. It can feel scary and too big. And so there's a relaxing, and then there's a relaxing, and then there's a it feels as if something can hurt you. It can be hurt if you let release and be so open. So we're used to self-protection. We're used to that. But what will get hurt isn't what you are. That isn't who you are. The one that could get hurt isn't true. And it's imprisoning you. It's giving you the impression that you are that limitation. That you are that you could get hurt. And it's just not true. That isn't who you are. That's just something that's grown. This sense of you being a vulnerable thing. Needing protection, needing to have that limitation between you and other, between you and the world, between you and everything else. But it's not true. That isn't what you are. That isn't what's looking now. That isn't what's hearing. That isn't what's allowing this to be, to appear. So this is a waking up to what you truly are. That you aren't that thing that's appearing, that appearance, that limitation. You aren't that character, that human. That you aren't something that appears and disappears. That isn't you. What a celebration. That isn't you. What wonderful news. That isn't you. That you aren't something in this appearance. That you are that which can't be found. You are that which can't be discovered in form. You are that which can't be labeled and named and limited and caught, defined. You are that which can't be hurt. So then who are you? So then who are you? And this isn't a question for the mind, the intellect. This is a discovery of something that's always been here. So in a way, it's not a new discovery. It's always been here. It's just what happened was the story of you, thoughts became stronger. And it seemed to take over. It's like the actors on the screen began to, the screen was forgotten and the actors became, the focus was on the actors on the screen. And that became like, it became the only thing that there was the actors on the screen. All the twists and the turns in the story became much more louder than anything else, and it took over. There was a lostness in that film, in that story. And it became louder, and it drowned out the screen, if you like. It became, all there was is that story, that film. And there was a forgetting that that screen was being watched, that film was being watched. That film was a movement, an appearance appearing, and it wasn't a reality, it wasn't a truth. But there became so much investment in that movie leading somewhere. In the outcome of that movie became the ultimate prize in that movie resulting in a happy ending, in fulfillment, in completion, in wholeness. Such investment in that, because that became who you were. And there was a knowing that there was a fulfillment, a happy ending to that story. But it was believed to be in the story, the happy ending, the fulfillment, the end. There was a forgetting of the fulfillment that already was, a freedom that already was beyond that film. beyond that story. But that film isn't like a film in the cinema. It's not like a flat picture. It's a full film with emotions and sensations and thoughts, and but it's an appearance, and there's something untouched by the thoughts, untouched by the feelings, sensations, experiences of the human. Something's untouched. We think this film, this human film, is so real. It's who we are. That we're this changeful thing. It's moving and changing. And therefore we need protection. We need to know what's happening, control. And all that effort into controlling it and managing it. So this is a relaxing of that happens in this awakening. The seeing that you aren't that this is appearing freely, that character, that human's appearing freely. There's something untouched, unmoving, unchanging, unaffected. I feel that has to be seen, that has to be glimpsed in some way. That you aren't something in this existence, that you aren't something in the appearances. And then all the appearances are free. And then the fullness of everything is allowed. Because it isn't happening to you anymore. And so the fullness of life is allowed. The changeful, the craziness, the movements. They're free to flow. Without that self-protector, without that director, that manager, free to flow, full on. So this is home. This is home. Nothing and everything. That you aren't, and yet you're everything. So beautiful. Hi, Asbjorn. Great to see you. Yeah, it was great to meet you. So free to ask any questions. Hi, Jude. Questions are difficult. Only me can ask them. And what is the value of that? But I think it's like you're making too much out of it. Like, if there's a question that comes, then it comes. If there isn't, then there isn't. It's not a big deal. Like, it doesn't have to be questions. I mean, questions, if they come, then they come, and it's, I think it's healthy. There's a question there to express it and to say it rather than holding it back and letting the mind like just masturbate over it. Just get it out and just ask the question. If there isn't any questions there, then there isn't any questions there. I don't see it being a problem. But what can happen as well, I think, maybe is like there's an uncomfortableness with nothing happening. There's an uncomfortableness with this silence. And so the mind needs something to like focus on, or it wants some kind of some juice, some food to feed off. And just have that awareness of that you're uncomfortable now. It's happening in the body somewhere. Uncomfortableness is happening, and the mind's wanting to move. Just being aware of that is like a wonderful thing. It's not good or bad. It's just what's happening. Mm. Oh. That was so used to, addicted to that story in time. So there's a compulsive movement to try and go into that story in time. So in a way, this is like a rehab in a way. It's like withdrawing from that addiction. Thank you, Duke. This is home. It's right here. It's not about you in time. It's not about you arriving at home in time. It's already here. The problem is you. This time-bound you. It's not really a problem, but that's where the illusion is. And that's where the suffering is. Okay, so it was really lovely, really beautiful. So have a great afternoon, a great week, and I'm back on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. So I'll see you then. Okay, lots of love. Bye.